All right, all right. Greetings to the whole TBC community. This is Agbeka Michael, one of the many voices in TBC community across the globe. I'm so, I'm so delighted. I'm so delighted to have the televisions from all over the world to this great training tonight. I want to use this privilege, this medium, to welcome you all. You are all welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, brother.
Great. There's a noise. There's a noise. All right. So tonight we just want to tackle little things that are as bothering some of us in the TBC community. As we all can know, the coronavirus want to bring things down in the TBC community. But for sure, one thing we know for sure is that TBC, either there is a social gathering or not, we can still make things happen. That is why we are a digital currency, which is on the internet. And the postpone. Okay, please, I'm coming. I want to unmute some of the people. There's a noise coming from. As we know, our fun day and our 4th anniversary has been postponed in many in other countries also. But before that, I want us to still set to be on our fire, not to bring things down. We still want to make things happen, even besides that we cannot gather. We are still working on things, waiting on the government. I remember I brought a video out and all of us are aware that we all need to cooperate under the mandate of our government, which means that we need to go according to what the government has asked us to do. So we are going to wait for now. When we get another information or another update, then we will schedule the date for our fun day and for our anniversary. I can see many hands have already been lifted up. Please, the hands, a time will come for us to ask a question. So please, let me just go quickly to share this. Many people have called me regarding the information of how to receive $500,000 a month for being on the mass adoption team. Many people say that they did not understand the calculation. So briefly, let me share my screen briefly and show us the calculation just in the next 1 minute. In the next 1 minute. Yeah, I believe we can all see my screen. Can we see my screen?
Yeah, it's not loading. It's not loading, so we are waiting.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Not
Still
yet.
loading.
Wow.
Okay. It's here. It's
All
open.
Right. Yeah. It has open now.
So I believe we can see everything now clear.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. It started with 10 million members. These 10 million members that we are having here, and we see the down that we have times 12.50 per month, which means that if these 10 million members made their payment, 10 million members made their payment, the money will be, if admin take their 50% out of that, it's going to be like this, times 12.50 times 12.50 per month. So if these 10 million members pay their wallet fee, we are going to get 125 million admin fee. Remember, that it is the 12.50 per month from these 10 million members. That is this 125 million admin fee. I believe you are following. Now,
Yes, sir. We are following.
now we are having 111,101. So now, if admin want to share this 125 million to the mass adoption team, each person will receive $1,125 per month. So 10 million members times 12.50 per month will give the TBC community, the mass adoption team, $125 million a month. So the mass adoption team will share this $125 million, and each member in the mass adoption team will receive $1,125 the line per month. $50 billion. If you have new people to register, you didn't register them now, come April 1st, they will no longer come in. If you lose your spot from the 18, you will never come back to the 18 again. If you lose your spot from the 18, you can never come back to the 18 again. So let's take note of this and maintain our position. Why is admin doing all this thing? Because admin is going to leave the community. Of the people that are going to handle the community are the people that are in the mass adoption team. I tell you, if you are not in the mass adoption team, you are going to regret big time. Because the economy will be run by the mass adoption team. And the question is, if you did not find, I know many people that are in TBC for a very long time, and they are not in the mass adoption team. But remember that you are going to regret, because admin is no more looking at who is in the community for a long time, but admin is looking at who is doing, who is active, and who is ready to make things happen. So now the question is, how does this coronavirus affect TBC? I had this question to just this evening. The person asked, no, please, who is sharing the screen? Please stop sharing the screen. Malcolm, please stop sharing your screen.
Okay.
Marco.
Please stop sharing my screen.
I stop it.
Thank you.
Thank you too, bro.
Many people are asking that how does this coronavirus affect TBC? I believe this is the best chance for us to get more people into TBC. The best chance ever for us to get people into TBC. Because if you look at the things that are going on, the programming, the thing they programmed down, the question is, what about the people that are not having this TBC opportunity? Now look at the world right now. All economy is crashing. Everything is going down. The question is, so now, how do I get the people on board? Admin share something with us. Let me share my screen once again. Admin share a simple thing that we can use to get the people into the TBC community. The simple thing that we can use to get the people into this TBC community. And the question is, since this program started, how many people did we help? It's like helping. We are helping people. TBC is no more going out, talking to people about it several times more and more. TBC now is about what? Introducing, inviting people. We invite them to come and see the power of abundance. In seeing that abundance, this is what admin has given us. And it says that coronavirus, I'm coming. Ladder, go for Bitcoin bounty. Show us that we need to look at right now. When new people comes on board, the first thing we need to look at after we sign them on board is to what? Go and show them the Bitcoin bounty PDF at the back office. Many of us don't open our back office, so we don't know the information and the things that are there. Many of us don't open our back office. You go and show them the Bitcoin bounty PDF at the back of it. TBC is building people power. We are building people power. What is the people power? This world, we have three types of money in this world. The money we have is three. One, we have gold and silver, which is the God's money. Money from God, silver and gold, the God's money. Two, we have the government money, which is the Ghana cedi, the dollar, the euro that we are spending. And three, we have the people's money. What is the people money? Cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is the people money. Let me tell you something. Where this world has reached right now, I don't think there should be a need for us to be worried anymore about TBC or worried of getting new people on board. Now the admin credit is there. Each member in the mass adoption team receives 10 credits every week. And what do we use that credit for? The credit we receive in the mass adoption team, it seems 10 credits a day, if I'm not mistaken. And what are we using that credit for? The merchants we have still receive their 100 credit. Why don't we secure the spot right now and get more people on board? Now, I want to take some few questions. I believe some of us might be having challenges why we are not getting new people on board. What are some of the challenges? That's why we're having this training. What are your challenges that you are having that makes you not to get people on board? Because the system is paying. The system is paying. Be in your house and make your money. Now it's not about working hard, but it's about working smart. So the question is, how are we utilizing TBC opportunity? If you have any question, you can indicate, raise up your hand. So you ask your question. You have any question? You have any question or anything that you think you want to understand better, or that you think that this is the reason why you are not able to do TBC fully, or this and this that you are considering, and how your issues can be addressed. So if you have any question, you can indicate or suggestion or anything. Any question, you can raise up your hand.
Can I come in?
Okay, Malcolm.
Hello. Yeah.
All right, you can.
You see, right now, if what you just said about 4 billion members and 10 million members, we will receive $125 a month.
Yeah.
At the first place, admin said he need 1 billion people globally. 1 billion people globally.
Yes.
But right now, the number has increased to over 4 or 400 billion or whatever.
It's 4 billion.
It's now,
right?
it's now more than. You see, so right now, my question is that, what is the targeted membership right now for admin?
All right. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Malcolm. Yes, the target for TBC. The target for TBC is to get 1 billion people. Now, this is what we are right now. Excuse me, hold on, let me unmute somebody. All right. This world we are right now, we are over 7.5 billion. Now, if you look at the population has dropped now because of this death. Now, admin says that we need 1 billion people. So now, why is it that the target that admin has given, that he's going to give about 450,000, is now up to 4 billion people? The answer is that admin need 1 billion people to take over the world. As we know that admin want to give a job, our mission is that when we get 1 billion people, we are going to employ the rest in the world, that they are going to work for us, and we will pay them with 100% TBC. I want us to get this point very clear. Let me unmute some people. Let me mute some people. There's a noise. I'm trying to unmute, but okay, now we can go. And our mission is, one, to get 1 billion people, so admin makes them billionaires or a millionaire, which will take over the world and employ the rest and pay them with 100% TVC. Now, in paying them with 100, please, when I mute you, please don't unmute yourself until you have a question you have a question, or until it's your turn. Thank you all. We are going to pay them with 100% TVC. Now the target is 1 billion people. After we've gotten that, we will pay the rest with 100% TVC. So now remember that when we have acceded to 4 billion, 2 billion, or 3 billion, those people will not have the power to even get 1 TBC. In fact, after 1 billion people, those people will not even get the power to get the free gift. Now, people we are going to pay them with 100% TBC. Where are we going to send the TBC to for them? Since they are not exhibitions. TBC opportunity can take the whole world. TBC can get the whole world into TBC. But the target of TBC admin is to make 1 billion people rich, to make 1 billion people millionaires or billionaires. So those people are the ones that get the power to create the wealth. The billionaires will supply the liquidity to the TBC millionaires to create jobs. So no, if TBC is destined, or we want to get 1 billion people, that is to make 1 billion people super rich. Admin want to make 1 billion people super rich, because the rich in this world are only few, that they help the poor with a little income. I tell you, most of us that are here, or the work we are doing, we are not happy with it, but we are doing it. But TBC want to give us or make us a superhero, or a so we can build people's power. After we build the people's power, we can get those of the people in the world and employ them. So TBC is not only limited to 1 billion people, but the target is to make only 1 billion people rich. So after we make that 1 billion people rich, then from there we can employ the rest that fall under the employment zone, and we'll pay them with 100% kringle, in which they will enjoy the work they are doing, because we are going to pay them better. But remember, those people are not the people that are also going to be rich. They will be the one to fall under the work zone, the employment zone, the job zone. So from there, the power or the wealth is with only the 1 billion people all across the globe, which the 1 billion people will help the rest of the 6.5 billion people with either financial aid or give them job. But ask yourself, if the rest we did not employ them and give them a better job, how much can we give them in cash for them to become satisfied, or for them to become okay? Even right now, we are seeing the money cash. But when you have issue, there is nobody that is going to help you in your family, going to give you money and stuff. So imagine what the money all goes on digital. How much will it give out? Even people will not make or will not show their self that they have abundance. That is why you say, if because of that, TBC is a community of love, peace, and generosity that will live in abundance. So since we get the 1 billion people, we can get the rest of the people in the world and get them into TBC, register them, and pay them with a better way. So with TBC can get the whole world 6 billion, 7 billion, or even more. But the target, the coin in admin's wallet is only 1 billion for 1 billion people. So aside that, remember that the wallet can be created as much. You can create 10 billion, 5 billion wallet, 6 billion wallet. But we're talking about the coin, the money. That's what we're talking about. So people can come in with different, or we can have more than 6 billion, 7 billion. But the value is that they will not get the coin. That is the issue there. That is why we are going to employ them to work for us, and we'll pay them with 100% TBC. So TBC can get more than 5 billion or even 6 billion people to get the wallet. But the reason, the issue here is the coin. They will not get a free gift again. So, Mr. Malcolm, please ask your question be answered.
Yeah.
So, are you okay?
Right.
Are you okay with it now?
I'm okay.
Thank you very much.
I'm okay.
We have Mr. Oroso, Mr. Oroso, Eden too. Please, sir, you can unmute yourself and ask your question, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Agbeka Michael.
Welcome, sir.
The question I wanted to ask, I've listened to your analysis of the 1 billion people that admin wants to bring on board as the financial bigwigs in TBC.
Yeah.
The first question I want to ask is this: why is the mode of our payment still the Bitcoin, if what we're trying to do is to create a system that is outside the box, that is beyond what is obtained in the current economic system? Why are we still using Bitcoin to pay for registration, for our admin fees and all that? That's one question. And then two, it has become very difficult for people to maintain their status in the A team, that is the mass adoption team, because of the admin fees that they have to pay on a monthly basis. It means that the actual number of people that we want on the A team is dropping by the second. How do you hope to get that 1 billion, even when people who are already in the system are dropping down? Thank you.
All right. If I get your first question clear, your first question is, why are we still using Bitcoin to pay for the admin fee? Whilst we are trying.
If the essence is to go on, sir.
Go on, sir.
Yes, if the essence is to create a new system, the cryptocurrency system that is distinct from the economic system that we know, and we are still relying on the Bitcoin to pay, don't you think it's an anomaly? Maybe I might be wrong, but I need an explanation on that.
What payment mode of payment do you think or wish that could be used for the payment?
Was it Albert Einstein that said you can't solve a problem by using the same consciousness that created it? That's my thinking. So if we're trying to avoid a system,
yeah, Michael, I have to come in. Let me come in and answer him very well.
Hold on, Mr. John, please hold on. I'll get to the channel. Please, we can go on, sir.
I'm true. I just want answers.
So the question is, what payment mode do you want us to use, or do you think should be used? So I get your answer, because you say thinking outside the box or thinking differently.
Okay,
but we are
for
thinking,
instance, every month we have to pay for admin. Every month we have to pay for admin fees, and we are using the Bitcoin to pay. The question is, why are we still relying on the old system to move on with the new system that we are trying to put in place? Why can't we devise our own means of paying that is outside the Bitcoin? That's the question I'm asking.
So
then the issue of maintaining getting the 1 billion.
No, I want us to get the first question clear. One thing I'm asking you are not giving it to me, sir. The question is, what payment method?
Rely on
what payment method do you want us to use, or do you want to be used in the TBC system?
I'm of the opinion that we should adopt something that is peculiar to the TBC community, so that we don't have to rely on the Bitcoin to move our system forward.
All right. Bitcoin is, before I let Mr. John come in, Bitcoin is widely accepted. And Bitcoin is cryptocurrency, as we all know. We are not, or TBC is not trying to take Bitcoin away. But the world, what the world is going to, TBC is trying to liberate us from the cash slavery system, that we will use TBC worldwide as a medium of payment of our goods and services. So Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, and we are thinking and moving in the same way with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin also is worldwide accepted. So Bitcoin is the best cryptocurrency we are supposed to use, because it's the first cryptocurrency. If you said thinking outside the box, we are not thinking to move from Bitcoin, but just that Bitcoin is in the coin market. But we are thinking to leave cash. Our motive is to leave cash and use TBC 100%, not to leave Bitcoin. Bitcoin is there and nobody can break it. So the movement
that's where the contradiction is. As much as I believe in TBC, if we are still relying on Bitcoin and we want a system that is totally dependent on TBC, then it's a contradiction. We should be working towards a system that is totally dependent on TBC and not the Bitcoin. That's my point.
Now the system needs funding. The system needs funding. If you said not relying on Bitcoin, some of the currencies are not accepted worldwide. Bitcoin is the currency that is accepted worldwide, that is used worldwide. So Bitcoin is the best currency we're supposed to use. You know, I wanted to ask you some question. I was figuring out, like, bring some point. I don't know if you are thinking that we should use TBC for paying of the back office. That's what I want to choose. I want to get that position.
Yeah, that's so idea.
That was what I was asking you, but you don't want to bring it out. That was what I want to hear. We cannot use TBC. We cannot use TBC to pay for the back office now if we need funding to develop our system.
Now you've explained it. Now you've explained it.
I was also looking forward that you bring that point. That was why I asked you more than four times that what system do you want us to use? We cannot use the same TBC, but along the line, somehow, it will happen when TBC is accepted worldwide. But now in
essence, what you are saying is that somewhere along the line, we will let go of the Bitcoin and concentrate primarily on TBC as a means of exchange.
Yes.
Okay.
So, Mr. John, please, you can come in, sir.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Let me come in. People think TBC operates like Bitcoin. It's different. TBC stands for community. It stands for movement. Bitcoin came to break the banking monopoly and make transaction decentralized. Now, when Bitcoin started, there are a lot of investors who back Bitcoin. Before today, Bitcoin is liquid. Let me say liquid because now every country is using Bitcoin. If it wasn't those investors like Bitcoin, the whole world will not accept Bitcoin. Now we say TBC. TBC is a private, it's a self-fund community. How do we raise a fund to end the poverty? You see, that's how people don't understand. Why do we have TBC and we'll be using Bitcoin to pay? TBC is a mission. Focus on the mission. To build a private community, self-fund community, we need a Bitcoin, a mode of payment. We were using a credit card. We realized that the credit card or the debit card would not help us because they can track where the admin is due to the security reasons. We start using Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin to raise the fund. One, to pay the workers, let's say the IT managers and all those who control the system. Once we are paying that, we are using even some part of this money, which is 10%, for the goodwill project. Meaning the members in the community are raising the fund for the project. That is why Admin bring the mass adoption team, team A, team B. Team A are like a shareholders in TBC community. That is why you are paying. And when you are paying and we get to the 1 people who are part of the raising, we said that admin said that with the full blown economy will be over 3 point something billion. Like how Michael explained that the TBC are the 1 billion people. We only need 1 billion people, and we are going to need, we need only a billion, a million billionaires, and a billion millionaires, which is part of the structure. So if you are part of the community, you contribute to the growth of the community. And when you are part of the A team in future, you are going to enjoy. Like today, the early investors in Bitcoin are now all billionaires. Now, if we started growing into, let's say, 4 billion going, now TBC will be liquidable. We'll be using TBC to pay employees. People will be working, they'll be looking for TBC like how Bitcoin is. That is when we don't need Bitcoin anymore, because that time to pay all our workers, they are going to accept Kringles. So TBC is on the track. Now we are raising fund. If you look at the mass adoption structure, if you drop out, somebody is going to replace you, and that person is going to pay every month, and to have the TBC, 30 TBC every month. Second, you are like a shareholder in a team A. And third, you are going to be trained by admin. Personally, you are trained and you become a broadcaster. You are going to also help to fight the media war. So when you are in team A, you have a big responsibility. That is why admin gives you the 50 credits every month to use to register people in the community. And when you are registering the people, meaning you are building, there will be a time, I'm telling you the truth, if you have the foresight to see in TBC system, there will be a time each and every team A member will need office. People are going to use TBC like how we use electricity. People are going to pay their wallet fee like how we pay electricity bills. Let me ask you, if some of the fund from the admin, the money we pay, the wallet fee we pay every month, is used for construction of our own private internet, we can have our own private internet, we can have our own private, since I can hear the feedback, somebody is creating a feedback. We can come up with our seamless phones that the elites cannot track, and we can create a lot of businesses. So imagine you are a TBC community and we have our own satellite that will supply information without paying any internet bills. And every month, just go and pay the wallet fee, and the wallet fee covering everything in the community. How do you think the community is going to be in future? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. John. Mr. Usuru, please, your second question. Because of time.
Okay. The second question is the mass adoption team. A lot of people are dropped from the mass adoption team because of the admin fee. Because they are unable to pay the admin fee. How do we hope to sustain the momentum to get the 1 billion people that we intend to get? Great. That's just the second question.
Thank you very much. About the mass adoption team, that is why admin is giving us credit. Admin give us credit every week that we are supposed to use to get new people on board. So if you utilize that credit, because one thing we believe, or I know in this way, is that until you move or until you do something, nothing happens until you go out and make it happen. Many of us, this way is like, it's difficult to get people. But there is no work in this world that does not require people. Every work in this world that we do needs people to be able to become stable. Even in the banking industry, they use people money, which is OPM, to make their money. Even if you sell in the store, in a store, you will need customers to come and buy things from you before you make that money. Anything you do, you need people. Now, admin has provided us with credit that get people on board, sign up new people. Remember, the rich people look at a problem and look deep into that problem and look at ways and means of of how to solve that problem. And in solving that problem, they become successful or they become rich. Now, we, the Tibetians, have also seen the need of the people in this world. That is poverty, lack, slavery. And we want to free them from the spirit of poverty, or want to free them from slavery. Do we sit in our house and watch them, or we need to go out and talk to them about this opportunity and bring them on board? If we say we want to solve or take away poverty or end poverty globally, the question is, how many of us or how many people did we affect in our houses, in our churches, in wheresoever we find ourselves? How many people have we affected? Remember, in affecting those people, you are going to make money. Now, the system is giving us money in 4 ways. The question is, how much have we made from that system? The system gives us admin credit for us to use to make money. Even if you get 2 active people, or you get 10 people under you, and 2 are active, paying their wallet fee every month, you can pay your wallet fee every month. Remember, admin give us credit to get new people on board. We have Bitcoin bounty. We have Bitcoin contest there also. The question is, how many of us that are aware? That is why we want this training to continue. So more people will know more about the system. Many of us that are there or are here right now have money in our back office, or that will listen to this recording later, have monies in our back office, but we don't know. We don't know if we have money in our back office. People are sitting on thousands of dollars, but we don't know that we are sitting on it. What is all about? It's about education. So the question is for us to pay this wallet fee to me, because I go out and make this happen. Because I go out, we all have the vision to help people, to help them and free them from poverty. I go out to solve their needs. And in solving their needs, I make my money to pay my wallet fee every month. That is why, remember, that whatsoever the one sows, one will reap that same thing. Whatsoever sweat, or whatsoever you touch your stomach right now to be in the mass adoption team. Remember, you're not going to be in the mass adoption team forever. Or you're not going to be paying the wallet fee from your own pocket forever. That is why ADMI has brought receive the $500,000 a month. Receive $500,000 a month. Now know that ADMI's mind or plan this year is not only to get the mass adoption team, which is the 111,111, but to get the 1 billion people by the end of this year. And it's possible. That is why ADMI is waiting for the mass adoption team to be prepared before we go to that training. Let me tell you, after the mass adoption team is prepared and the mass adoption team is set, hold on, I'm out of the